All right, welcome to News Insight. Okafo, how you doing?
Good.
All right, Isha, it's been a while.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
How you doing?
Fine.
Okay, PDP on the burner once more. They actually don't look as if they left the burner, always having issues. You now have two factions in PDP. All of them have been chased out of the PDP secretariat. They now have to look for their secretariat. You now have the faction loyal to Ayawo and the one loyal to Damagum. But the good news of it is that the Damagum faction has gotten, or do you call them a faction? Those are the PDP that we know, because you must have to follow the due process of removing a party chairman before we can call you a faction. Now 29 chairmen have thrown their weight behind Damagum. Not only the 29 chairmen, the BOT. Let me start from you, Ishaya. That's good news for PDP.
Well, thank you very much. It has always been good news. It's just that those who had made up their mind that they won't allow the water to flow are the main problem of PDP today. It's a one family, it's a one house, in one family. It's unfortunate that we have those who have made up their mind that they will make trouble. And they have taken much time to orchestrate all this kind of ungodly behavior. They benefited from the PDP. I don't expect that when people are fighting in the family, there should be a kind of understanding. It shouldn't be that we are fighting and then we want to kill ourselves. I know when brothers are fighting, they don't break themselves. They only endure some bruises. And that's how it works. But it's unfortunate that I'm seeing the way we are seeing this. And with the collaboration, with the collaborative effort of the Minister of the FCT and the APC government, I'm sure they are the one causing all this kind of unstable and upheaval in the PDP. But I know very clearly that the PDP is one. The PDP is solid. The PDP is firm. Even if you find out that you have about out of 37 states, including FCT, then you have about 29 state chairmen together with you. Then how can you call yourself you're a faction? Besides, again, the Damagum, who is the authentic chairman, was confirmed by NEC, including in the presence of him, the secretary, and all of them. It's just because they wanted. Well, we have discussed extensively with them, and we found out that they're just trying to bring some kind of excuse. They are looking for what, where they say when they are looking for how to just break out. Not to make sure the party does not function. That's why, even though today when they settled, they said they needed to do the election in some of the other states, the Congress that have not been conducted. If those things are adhered to again, these people will look for another reason again. Because I remember the last time when they said they settled all this problem, and they said the presidency should be zoned to the south. The comment of the minister of FCT, it was very uncomplimentary. He said, well, he said it's too late. I don't know whether he heard me. He said it's too late. That the zoning is too late. When he said that, I know that definitely there's problem. We are not out of the woods. And I hope that if they are going that way, and if there's no any way out, the politicians are just like water. When you pour water here, water will still find its way. No matter how that place is blocked, they will still find a way and get out of that place. So let's see how it goes.
One of the major issues is the fact that the convention, they don't want the convention to hold. They don't want PDP to nominate new leadership that will take them into the next phase, especially the election in 2027. We've seen the hand of the ruling party in there. We also see the hand of Wike, who is supporting the ruling party. Now, as it is, are we now a country without laws? Because if people just stand up one day, can I just stand up one day as I'm the new PDP chairman and everybody keep me quiet? What kind of a Kalamazu country are we in?
I'm happy the president of the country has declared state of emergency across the training facilities of all our security agencies. And I do hope that one of the things they are going to take very seriously in re-education of the personnel is how to uphold the Constitution. You don't take over a secretariat because there are people who are not happy with the leadership, or there are people who are dissatisfied with the policies of the leadership. It doesn't work that way. Because you and I, for example, disagrees with Asiwaju, it doesn't give any police the authority to go and close Aso Rock. I said nobody's going to get in there. No, or allow the other people to be getting inside. Once anybody declares to be fashion, then the police will not choose to close down. No, this doesn't work that way. I will be looking for opportunity to talk to Senator Nyangu. Hopefully I get across to him and we talk to him. Let him explain to us why you said your signature authorizing the convention is forged, and you have petitioned all the relevant authorities. You are still going ahead to employ stick and carrot method to get thugs and all that to take over the secretariat. If indeed your signature was forged, it means that whatever convention that is organized with that signature is in itself invalid, null, and void. That alone is a sufficient ground for you to maintain decorum and be very civil. Now, they took over the party secretariat. They went ahead suspending the actual chairman, went ahead appointing acting chairman that is unknown to INEC, and the acting chairman, the person of Muhammad Abdurrahman, that is unknown to INEC, is now speaking for the party, saying he's cancelling convention. And we are police. Let me tell you, some of these statements, there's something we call identity theft. When you claim to be who you are not, police is supposed to get you arrested. If you call yourself a chairman of a political party and you are not a chairman of a political party, police is supposed to get you arrested because you are deceiving the public. Who do we believe? This is identity theft. We play too much in this country. And I hope where this country is headed politically, let it not be where our insecurity was about 2, 3, 4 years ago. And now it's taking a foreign president to tell us that he's going to come in to flush out terrorists. I just hope politically we don't go that way.
Ishaya, tell us how the process to which a chairman or a national working committee or the ESCOs of the party comes to bear and is recognized by INEC.
Well, it's very obvious that, you know, when you are trying to, in every organization, there is a kind of organograms, and there are the do's and don'ts. The Constitution is being the guiding principle that will make you know where to go. Now, if we are trying to go elect a national working committee, you start with Congress, state congresses. By the time you elect all the Congress, I mean all the state ESCO, they will go. We don't want to come to do elections during the convention. It's going to be an elective convention, and during the elective convention, all the states ESCO will be the one to elect the chairman, the national chairman of the party, and other ESCOs. The national chairman, the secretary, the deputy, the vice national chairman. Now the deputy national chairman of all the zones used to be a kind of a consensus between the zones. They decide on who and who they will put there. Normally, a convention. I have been in the convention of 2013. I was the head of the secretariat in that 2013 convention. We never had. There was no problem when the one that removed Bamanga Tukur. And when they brought Bamanga Tukur into power, it was not this thing. They have agreed. All the governors have agreed, and they say fine. They should give us a consensus, and that was what had brought the initial breakout of the APC. I mean, we had these things are very synonymous. When we had the last time we had with Kawu Baraji, Kawu Baraji left, and the other people say I'm in a Kawu Baraji faction. The other one say I'm in Bamanga Tukur faction. That's why I brought them to lift and go to APC and then form this. That's what new PDP. That was happened. Normally, the constitution is clear. Once you have the thing, you go for convention, and the convention is the constitution is conglomerate of all the governors, the ministers. If you have a president, he's together with you, and then you elect ESCOs from all the states, including the state chairman and the local government. Then they will be the one to vote for the national ESCO. By the time you do that voting, sometimes it takes the whole day, 2 days. I mean, if they start on Saturday morning and then Saturday afternoon, it comes to the next Sunday, maybe the afternoon. By the time they are done with counting and everything, then they confirm, and from there they take out of office and become the new chairman of the party. So I don't know why somebody will just go and sit in this office and then say that I have made myself to be the acting chairman, and then the secretary is there, and then you bring ESCO, and then from there again you are even going to the worst of it to say you are going to create a factional BOT. BOT is the constitution of the party. Right from onset, they were constituted, and there had never been a vacuum. On the basis that when this man left, it was the great Tony Aninda who was one of the heaviest BOT chairman. He was too powerful, and it was a very big. It was the president that made a kind of decide on choose who becomes the district or the leader of the party. He left, and they gave it to who was that again that took over? Somebody took over from him, and then from there. Until when they had the crisis, when this man there was crisis, and then they decided to sit down again and zone it. The crisis of Ayu. That's why they say they strict the southeast so that they make this thing. This man resigned on his own. The that man from Nasarawa, that Jibril or somebody, and then they gave it to this man. So it's a thorough process. And if they are trying to make any BOT member, they set the committee sit down and then look for everyone, 2 per states, or 2 or 3 in every zone. That's for the BOT member every year. I mean, once in 5 years. That's when they sit down and take 3 per state. Every day, since we have
all these things in the constitution.
And the constitution. And that's how you get this thing. So I'm surprised that those of them that say they are educated, they'll go and do this kind of this thing, involved in that kind of shenanigans. It's quite unfortunate that they are going that way. But it's unfortunate. That's the beauty of democracy. Allow them to play. But my biggest worry is that why would the security agency go and take over the secretariat and hand over to those who are minorities? When we are battling with the crisis of Trump, they cannot address them. When they talk against them, they are saying that it's politics. Who are the politicians that are causing this problem? And when I hear this thing, it baffles me, gets me upset. On the basis that those of us that live from those communities that were completely eroded by those criminals, the bandits, and government never came to our aid one day. In 2017, the Southern Kaduna was 2016, Southern Kaduna was almost wiped up. And for one day, the then president never called after the CDS crisis. When they started from Kujama. After that, they came to one part of Southern Kaduna, from the boundary between Jos and Kaduna. The whole of that community was wiped up. We were shouting, we were crying. Nobody came to our aid, even inside Kafanchan. In fact, twice I escaped. I almost fallen into their hands. I was in the village. The next thing I hear gunshot. I have to run to one of the service distance. And then the second one again, I had the same problem. Now, after we're done, nobody called us. The president never sent a kind of a message to condole with us, said, commiserate, I saw this will happen. He never said that. Unfortunately, it gone. And the governor too was complicit on that matter. He was not the
that was verified.
So it's unfortunate
that. In wrapping up, can we allow these things to go on in the country? The police are sitting there, the ruling party, or let me not call it the ruling party, the president is sitting there, who is a defender of democracy and the constitution, in fact, constitution especially, then the INEC that monitors the party, the umpire, they are the one that knows who they recognize and who they recognize and who follow the due process and who don't follow it. Would they just sit down there and just look?
In this manner, if there is anybody that advocates for police, I think it's me. Because I've always felt that Nigerian police, their welfare is really poor. They are not well taken care of, and I do not believe they have continuous retraining as expected. But when it comes to how they take instruction and do their work, it's becoming shameful. Do you understand? Take a case of the SDP. Let's leave this PDP. The case of SDP. Police themselves picked their pen and paper and wrote to INEC requesting for the details of the national officers. INEC responded to them that Alhaji Shehu Gabam is the national chairman, Dr. Agunloye is the national secretary, and so on. Gave the detail to the police. The police have that details, and I speak with you till now. The police is still allowing those who are unknown to SDP register and those who are unknown to INEC register to get into the secretariat to do business as the national officials. You see, why should police take side? It was so bad that Alhaji Shehu Gabam has to tell the commissioner of police there, not this one, to resign and come and join SDP since you have so much interest in the party. I mean, because certain members of the party has issues, it's normal with human. Even in your family, there are dissenting voices. It's normal. It doesn't make you that you are going to block the entrance to the building. Nobody's going to get into your house because a member of the family is not happy with what you have said. That's why there is court. And in the case where the Supreme Court said that the party matters lies with the party, there are internal conflict resolution mechanisms that any member that is aggrieved should submit him or herself to within the party. If you think you are bigger than that internal conflict resolution mechanism, then you should excuse the party and go elsewhere. That is what the Supreme Court have said. Now you begin to see, though there are cases before the court now, so we don't go sub judice. There are cases that should not get to the court and not get thrown out. There are some that immediately gets there, it should be thrown out. When Supreme Court has decided on a matter,
it's gone.
And the substance of that case is a party administration issue. we expect the court to throw them away.
This particular judge, Omotosho, that is entertaining this case, is it not possible the chief judge, as in the Supreme Court judge, calls him to question him and asks him, why are you still entertaining what has been?
No, I don't think that there is any judicial procedure like that in administration. I think what they do is, if you render judgment, they think, or you do things that they consider
Quashed.
they have mechanism of punishing you or things like that. After all, the Chief Justice of the President of the Court of Appeal time
Salami,
was asked to resign. If you remember, sometime in
2014,
2011 or thereabouts. So he was asked to resign. So such punitive measures can come, when things like that happen. But this one has not arisen to that point.
But given the fact of the present state of issues we are going through on the international community, how Trump is calling out Nigeria, not just he's only calling out Nigeria, he's going ahead to make arrangements for discipline, whichever way, or strike terrorists. Should this government be entertaining all this kind of nonsense?
We have governments that are almost not thinking beyond now. They don't understand that it's the politics that controls everything. The insecurity we are talking about, that Trump is talking to us about, is because the politics is dirty. If the right people were elected, the INEC functions very well, all the parties function very well, everything functions very well, you find out that Nigeria couldn't have been a breeding ground for terror. No matter how we try to paint it to make it look sweet.
It's terror.
Terror is terror.
Ishaya, closing part.
Terror is terror.
Government, and especially what is going on now, I think they should do better than what they're doing.
Well, that is our desire. That's our hope, because the essence of every government, in terms of the law that said that the security and welfare of the citizens is the paramount, is number one constitution, which of course is being jettisoned by this government. I saw them going to borrow under money again. And now you borrow money and then you take the money and put it into your pocket.
They said the Eurobond was oversubscribed.
400%.
So are they talking to children? We don't know about all these things. It's quite unfortunate that they are going that way. And I hope, my prayer is that if Trump, if that's the destination that God said he's going to save us, let him come and save us, so that we'll have a better country.
We normally say most of the time, I'd say it most of the time, that it's all about interest, even the American government when they're coming in, but we should not make our country like Sudan, Iraq, or Libya. I think the president needs to act. Thank you for coming, guys.